What do you say to folks who say it's just not believable that you would think a red fire alarm was an exit? How could you possibly get that mixed up?
Yeah, I mean, it's all good. They can have their opinion, but I know I was in a rush to get to my vote, and I tried the door, it didn't work, so I pulled the alarm thinking it would open. That didn't work, so I went downstairs.
But why would you think a fire alarm would get you out of the door?
Listen, I tried the door, it says it's emergency exit, you push on it, it would open. I tried that, it didn't work. I don't know why it's gotten this much attention. We got to focus on doing our job. That's the most important thing.
Principal, did you ever punish any students for pulling a fire alarm? And if so, what was the punishment?
Hello, good people. It is Todd Shannon, data scientist, social commentator, getter of buckets, and the Jamaal Bowman situation is driving me absolutely insane. I think I've had it up to here. I've had enough. Okay. Now, just to get you up to speed briefly, in case you don't follow these things, and I can imagine that many of you do not. Jamaal Bowman, a member of the United States Congress, mind you, this guy decided to attempt to interrupt an official congressional proceeding by pulling a fire alarm to delay the vote, to keep the government open. Now, apparently the Democrats didn't get everything they wanted, and they were still trying to get some more time to negotiate to get their little agendas over the finish line, but it was to no avail. So in order to kind of controvert or subvert the congressional proceedings, he decided to pull the fire alarm. Now, I'm old enough to remember that someone told me that is, what's the word? It rhymes with protection or correction or insurrection, right? Someone told me that's an insurrection that is worthy of, that's a felony worthy of, many, many years of hard prison time. But I don't think that's going to happen. And this is what's really ticking me off. This is what's really got me over the edge, because the excuse that this guy offered is so ridiculous, right? It is so like orders of magnitude, is so aggressively stupid that if I were him, I would be embarrassed to even offer it as an excuse. As a matter of fact, I think Matt Walsh had a pretty good take on this. So let's listen to him.
In your entire time existing on this planet, you have never once heard of anyone ever, anywhere, pulling a fire alarm in order to open a door. You've never considered doing that yourself. You've never done it yourself. You've never heard of anyone doing it or considering it. It'd be like seeing a grown man walking around in Velcro shoes because he doesn't know how to tie his shoelaces. It is dumbness so dumb that you can't even laugh at it. It just makes you sad, if anything.
So as you can see, in my view, this guy should have been so embarrassed to. I think he should have been like, "Yeah, I'm a bad guy. No, I'm not that stupid. I'm just evil." Right? I think that would have been literally maybe even a better excuse for him. Now, I tend to be a character guy, so I would take the stupid excuse over being a bad person. I'd rather be stupid than be evil. But this guy, I don't know. In this case, it's a toss up. I might have to go with the evil excuse rather than being dumb, because there's no way anybody's that dumb, right? So here's the thing about this. I want to circle back here, because the Republicans right now are who I'm really fed up with. This is the sort of thing, really, to be frank, I've come to expect from Democrats. I think this is not a one-off. This is not a bug of their operating procedures. This is a feature. This is who they are. The Democrat Party, in my view, is a rat's nest. They are low-character people. They have done nothing but cheat and steal and lie for like the last 3 years. Every 3 or 4 years, ever since Donald Trump, I said the last 3 years, I should say since 2016, ever since Donald Trump was sworn in to the White House, these people basically the mask has come all the way off. It has pushed them to levels of insanity and just complete depravity that I can't, it's hard to put into terms. But this guy, although, I will say that most of the time the Democrat Party is pretty underhanded and shady. They're at least not dumb, right? But there are some things here that I think we can learn. So here's the thing that I'm fed up with about the Republican Party, to be more specific. This is the kind of the pattern that has been going on as of late. The Democrats lie or do something dishonest. Everyone knows that they're lying. The Republicans point out the fact that they're lying. and then they do nothing about it, right? So rinse and repeat, right? This is from everything from COVID, the origins of COVID, to the efficacy of the vaccine, to the Russian collusion, to the January 6th insurrection. You can just there's any number of things that you can put into that kind of life cycle, and that's how it goes. Democrats lie. Everyone knows that they're lying. Republicans point out that they're lying, but they do nothing about it. There was a time back in the day where actually not that long ago, back in the 1990s, when crime in the United States was at its apex. And then there was a concept introduced into law enforcement called broken windows policing. And the idea of broken windows policing is that if someone was doing, if people were doing a bunch of petty crimes that were going kind of unpunished and not being, people weren't being arrested and prosecuted for petty crimes, that if you did that, then society would decay further and it would lead to more egregious and serious crimes. So they basically started to crack down on the kind of the low level stuff, misdemeanors and things like that. And as a result, crime overall started to diminish, right? So that's kind of an oversimplification of it, right? But broken windows policing was the idea that you don't let the small stuff go, even if you perceive that it's small. And everybody, I think, understands this intuitively, especially if you're a parent, right? If you have a kid, you tell them to do something, they're kind of mouthing off or they're slow to do it, and you let that go over time, until one day they're telling you what they ain't going to do in your own house while they eat your food. And then they dare you to say something about it. Well, a kid that gets to that place, they don't get there all in one fell swoop. It's a long succession of you telling them to do something and them slowly just eroding their respect for you because they don't do what you ask and you don't do anything about it, right? Now, in my house, we don't play that, so we nip that in the bud. But the point is, everybody who has children understands this intuitively, and it's the same concept, right? So here's the thing about this Jamaal Bowman situation. This guy, if this guy isn't ousted, if he isn't immediately removed from Congress, like forever, never, like ineligible to run ever again, I don't know how the Republican Party, how they can continue to maintain the respect of their constituents and the confidence of their constituents. I'm at the place now, I'm just like, we need somebody else, right? We need reform. We need significant reform. And this is why I like people like Vivek Ramaswamy, people who are outsiders, people who are not career politicians, because these Republicans right now, they're entrenched, right? All they're concerned about is the next election, right? They're not concerned about doing what's right. And here's the thing that I can respect about the Democrats, at least. Everybody's got, some redeeming qualities, right? So Democrats, as dishonest and shady and as underhanded as they are, when they have power, they use it. Even completely trumped up, no pun intended, fake charges. They're impeaching Donald Trump. They use every single ounce of power that they have, and they almost are always in lockstep with each other. It seems there's almost never any dissent, any real dissent, or very rarely. Besides, Joe Manchin, Kristen Sinema, but even Sinema she's kind of transitioned now. I think she's independent at the moment. But the point is that when Democrats have power, they use it. They don't let people on the right get away with crap that they think that they can capitalize on, even when it's fake, right? So then here you got a situation where it's so painfully obvious that this Bowman guy is a dirtbag and that he was trying to defraud the American people by basically delaying an official congressional proceeding. And what are the Republicans going to do? They're going to hem, they're going to haw, they're going to talk, they're going to virtue signal, they're going to talk about, this is bad, where's the respect for our congression? Where's the respect for our country? And you're going to do jack squat. I'm sick of it. But enter Matt Gaetz, right? Because maybe you've been watching the situation with the Speaker of the House. Unprecedented situation where the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, was ousted and voted out. That was led by Matt Gaetz. He led the charge. Now, here's the thing about that whole situation. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. In my gut, it feels like it's probably not the right thing to do. That's just how I feel intuitively. It seems like there should have been a better way to get around that. And there was a very slim majority of Republicans who even who got on board with it. And I found it ironic that all of the Democrats got on board with it because I think they just want to see chaos. They just want to see everything burn. This is, again, the contrast between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats They back their own. They don't even care how absurd or stupid it is, as is the case that they're not coming out and condemning this Jamaal Bowman guy, who's a complete moron and an idiot, and he should never serve in Congress again. But they're not piling on. He's obviously guilty, and they're offering half-hearted defenses of him, but they are offering defenses nonetheless. And here you got Matt Gaetz. So once again, is this the right thing for Matt Gaetz to do? I don't know. But you know what I can respect? And this comes back to the thing that I've been talking about from the beginning. Matt Gaetz probably said, you know what? Here's the line. Here's the line. I'm going to draw the line. Somebody's going to cross it. They're going to mess around and find out, because I'm not taking it one more time. There's not one more line stepper that I'm going to tolerate. It doesn't matter how small it is. It doesn't matter how seemingly insignificant it is. I made a promise. This is what I said I'm going to do, and I'm going to follow through with it. And whether Matt Gaetz is doing the right thing or not with leading the charge to oust Kevin McCarthy, I don't know. But I tell you what I do respect about what he's doing is that he is standing on principle, and he's not letting people get away with stepping over the line. This is the principle of broken windows policing. It's the whole point of it, right? It's that you don't let the little things go. If you let the little things go, they lead to big things. And what I want to know is, when is the Republican Party going to figure that out? Maybe people like Matt Gaetz wouldn't be so frustrated and so trigger happy if anybody in that party had a spine, if they had the political will and to stop thinking about themselves and to stop all this fake virtue signaling to their talking about how bad the Democrats are, At least the Democrats are pushing forward with their agenda. They're using power when they have it. They don't give a crap. The same thing, if you think about what's happening with Donald Trump right now in Georgia, and the fact that there are many Republicans who won't actually support and back Donald Trump because they're like, oh, Donald Trump, well, he said bad things about our elections or whatever. It doesn't really matter. The point is that this whole proceeding, this whole prosecution in Georgia about obstructing the certification of the election it's fraudulent. But there are a lot of Republicans who won't support him, and they won't come to his aid because they're more concerned about what impact it will have on them. And this is the thing that I'm sick of. We got to pick something. Maybe Matt Gaetz wouldn't happen if somebody in the Republican Party had a spine. So once again, I don't know if he did the right thing. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But I can respect the fact that he is sick of the line steppers. He's sick of people not keeping their word, and he's sick of people taking for granted the fact that if they violate a principle, there's something that he doesn't agree with, that it's going to go unpunished. There has to be consequences when people do things that they shouldn't. Now, we need to be in agreement about what those things are. But once we agree what those things are and people violate, there needs to be consequences. So that's my rant today. Let me know what you think, friends. Do you think I'm tripping? Do you think this is this is much ado about nothing? And what do you think about Kevin McCarthy being ousted from as Speaker of the House? That left a vacancy. That's obviously a pretty big, kind of a big deal that's going on there. So let me know in the comments. Remember, like, share, and subscribe to this content. And if you subscribe, please make sure you hit that notification bell, because I cannot be sure that YouTube is delivering my content to you. Till next time, friends, God bless you.